Welcome to KCFF Youth Ministry. We are embarking on a project of dealing with different topics from this youth body that we want to hear the young person's responses, their views on a particular issue, and hear it from their angle. What are you talking about again?
Talk the thing.
Talk the thing now.
Talk the thing.
Talk the thing. Oh Lord.
All right, so good afternoon, good day, good morning, good night, wherever you are, and whatever time of day it is in your area. Welcome to KCFF Youth Ministry. We are embarking on a project of dealing with different topics from this youth body, and we never know, probably other youth bodies in the future. Ken? You never know, right? You never know, right? But we have some young persons here, and we have a topic that we want to hear the young person's responses, their views on a particular issue, and hear it from their angle, their perspective. So this evening's subject will be forgiveness. So I hope you all are ready and interested in this topic for the youth body. Let's all introduce ourselves. So I'll start from my far left. We'll go with ladies first, and we'll just flow.
Hi, I'm Faith.
My name is Chelsea.
My name is Chantel.
I'm Kendrick Marshall.
I'm Jada Smith.
I am Tanisha Mercury.
I'm Matthias Victor.
And I am your guest, host, all of that, Brother Devon. And we are going to have an interesting subject discussion. Our starter scripture is taken from Luke chapter 6, verse 31. Here it is what it says. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. That's the scripture I run in with. So, when it comes to forgiveness, let me try to get a bit of a basis for everyone here, or as many people who want to respond. Explain what forgiveness is to you guys. Who has a view on forgiveness? Like what you understand when you hear the word forgiveness, when you have heard persons, be it in your family, be it your friends, be it your neighbors, even the church. I don't want it to be churchy right now per se, but on a real level, how you all have understood forgiveness to be.
My perspective is that forgiveness is more for yourself, honestly, because, well, you're basically healing yourself of the trauma. I should phrase it as the trauma that the person put you through. So when you forgive them, you're basically making that barrier of healing yourself and also being able to not get back the connection that you and the person had, but also, putting it as a part of, you could talk to them still, you could still have conversation and whatnot, but it's more for yourself, honestly.
Okay, so as you touched on something that I think is incredibly important, and we're going to ask others as well and hear their views. You believe that with forgiveness, you should be able to communicate with the person again. Am I correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and so things go straight back to normal.
Well, not straight back to normal, because that would be hard.
That would be hard.
That would be hard.
Okay.
But more of a, not passing them straight or giving them a bad eye or those kind of things, but more having a conversation and saying, hi, you was good, or if you met in a while, you would be, you're good, how are your family, whatnot, but not having a deep conversation as in, you went down the road, or you was in the movies and them kind of thing, but still talk casual.
Okay, all right. So we'll get into that. Great contribution. Anybody else? Anybody has their definition, their understanding of forgiveness?
Well, my definition is a little different to what Tanisha had said, because, I understand that, forgiveness is really more for yourself, because you're really letting go of, that, that grudge. Because really, when someone does you wrong, you kind of have this grudge against that person. I'm not saying that when, I forgive them, we go be completely normal again. That's just me, because I feel like, you would try, but sometimes there are just some people who just, no matter how much you try, there's not going to be any change. And in my opinion, you try again, and if you see no change happening, what's the sense? So I would just, kind of pull back. I'm not going to say I would be like, mean or disrespectful or anything, but I'm saying I'm not going to, keep trying or pushing someone who doesn't want to be pushed or who doesn't, want to listen. Because everyone will be stuck in their ways. We are all human. So, human is what human does. It's human nature.
And I think, thanks, Jada. I think Jada hits on a forward aspect of the forgiveness, whereas I think you're dealing with that person possibly correcting some ways or some wrong. Because if you're talking with the person, you're trying to get that person in a certain direction. A very good point. We'll hopefully come back there. Anybody else on this side?
I honestly feel as though forgiveness is when someone does you an injustice, and the Bible says that we have to forgive others. But just piggybacking off of what Jada was saying, some persons, you could forgive them, yes. You could pray for them, but have them in your personal space, I think that is not advised, because certain persons, when you forgive them once of something, they find it was too easy because they are expecting a certain reaction from you. So when you do that too easy, they do the same thing over again and over again and over again. And then it's just to pray for them. I think that, you could forgive them, but you could just leave it up to God to make the total change and to stop trying to be that push factor behind the person to be like, okay, you have to change, you have to change, you have to change. So some things are just left up to God to pray for them and love them from a distance, I guess.
Okay, all right. So she did piggyback off of what you said there, Jada, because you're really touching on, that person changing. I think you have something else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I was like, when she was talking, this phrase was just going in my head. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, it's not going to happen again. Trust me.
Let me ask this follow-up question. Do you all think we spend more time talking about forgiveness than actually doing the forgiveness? And do we I'll pick up on the mic when I say yes.
Yes.
All right. So you all find we talk about it more than we do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, why is that?
Because it's a lot easier to talk about it than to actually do it.
I think I want to add something. Like, when you look in the Bible, right? And Jesus was saying, if they slap you on this cheek, give them the other cheek. Me in my human nature, I'll be like, Jesus, what you talking about? Because if they already hit me on this cheek, I'm going to turn and give them the next cheek. But, as being a Christian, this is part of what our journey is about. And it's really hard because we are humans and we have emotions and stuff. And sometimes we cause our emotions to take over in a situation and forget that we are Christians and this is the correct thing to do. Even though I might not like it, and I might not want to do it, this is what God said that you have to do. So even if you don't forgive this person, it could be holding back your blessings and certain things that God wants to, unlock in your life, because you are holding this person in your heart so much that when you're praying to God, He's not even hearing, because you have a dirty heart,
Okay, all right. Jada, you look like you wanted to say something.
Honestly, my brain kind of went blank there for a second. But what are you talking about again? All right, yeah, right. So, I kind of agree with Chantal on that. You see, when I heard, because somebody had said it earlier this morning, when, if somebody slap you on this cheek, give them the other. Yeah. I personally, when I heard that, I was like, I don't think that's something I would want to do, because this cheek probably done sore already. Why am I going to give them the next one to make it even worse? I'm a pain tolerance is only. But I know they don't necessarily mean an actual physical slap. Even if they meant it that way, I would still.
You're not there?
No.
You're not there? Let me find out from these. You guys grab your mic when they're talking, because I bring in all the talking.
Okay.
Are you there if someone slaps you on one cheek?
To be honest, no. Sorry. No, because
For me, I would, let me say, you slap me on my cheek. I might want to retaliate back and slap you on your cheek.
Wait,
Because-
Smalley, you want to... Why you want to retaliate for?
Because I not taking nobody slapping me.
You're taking nobody's... Ooh, we getting real. We getting real. Okay. I see my partner grab his mic and I feel he has something to say.
I just want to say that based on the Bible verse, I understand that being it's a sense of being humble and not letting your rage overpower you, and basically giving the person a second chance. So I understand the verse there.
But you
That's-
would you be able to take that slap and say,
Well, as I say again, giving the person a second chance, because maybe like once, twice normal, but another 4 or 5 times now.
okay,
But yeah, it is good to stay humble and give the person a second chance.
okay,
You know,
okay, all right, good. But Faith, did you finish the way you were saying? You finished? It feels like she has some energy there. All right, Chelsea, do you think you
Yeah.
could turn the other cheek?
I feel like I could, you know.
You think you could?
Yeah, I would say I'm a very forgiving person because, like, I forgive a lot. I think.
Okay.
I feel like I would. I don't know.
All right.
I always tend to give people, like, second chances.
Well, me personally, I wasn't taking no slap, but like being honest, I am a very forgiving person. But slapping me, I won't be doing that.
All right. So this is a part of the church that a lot of people don't want to hear. They want to hear the honesty that, yeah, this is the place where a lot of people are, not only the young persons, but the older generation. Yeah? There are some older generation, not all. There are some persons who would be willing to forgive, but others not as forgiving, as we deal with the forgiveness subject. So we spend a lot of time, and we could have meetings and conferences and all those things talking about the forgiveness until you have to go through the actual thing. All right. You wanted to say something? Yes, man. Talk, man. Don't be shy.
I will give my opinion on forgiveness, right? It's been, okay, this is the second time I forgive this person. The first time it was like an accident, a confusion. And then the second time is just a small petty thing. And then I was trying to forgive she the second time and I was like, you know, Tanisha, you have a good heart. You could do it again. And when I forgive her the second time, it's like the same thing happened. I was like, okay, it's my time to pull away and think about forgiving her the third time. And I understand about forgiveness and I will think about forgiving her again.
Oh, all right. But that's honest. And that's what we want. We want persons to be honest. Ken, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just want to chime in a bit. What I could say, to forgive is really hard. And I remember once having to forgive, and it was a good friend, a very, very good friend. It's easy if you do me something, I might forgive you. It's easy for me to forgive in that sense, but you see, like, doing something to my family. That is where I've been honest.
Yeah.
I have a real problem when it comes to doing something to my family. For me to forgive you, it is extremely hard. And I remember once, going through the scriptures and thing, preparing for a sermon, and it came to me that we want to be forgiven, right? And time and time again, we would sin against God, and we want to be forgiven. Time and time again, we would hurt God. We would do things that we're not supposed to do, and things that we know that we shouldn't do. Sometimes we do, right? And I say every time I go to God, and I want God to forgive me. And I know you didn't bring that scripture, but it talks about forgiving those that trespass as we forgive those who trespass against us. So it came to me that Ken, if you want to be forgiven in this manner, you should forgive others. No, I'm not saying this is going to be that is something easy, because I say again, because I never used to forgive at all. I'll be honest. Forgiving at all was a problem. I never used to forgive at all. But I could say I made strides. The hardest thing, as I say right now, really and truly, is when I do something to my family, that is when I find it very difficult to forgive. I'm being honest. that is where I find it very difficult to forgive. You might do me something, and I would, you know what, it is what it is, and forgive, we would talk again, and so on. You could patch up that. But, yeah, as I was saying, with the friend did something to a family member, and it was really difficult to forgive. You know, and because of, let's say the scripture, is what made me go back and, we reason. To this day, we real good now. We real good now. So we patch up, we real good now. But that forgiving thing is not an easy thing. I would say it's not easy. And especially, it has some barriers because with me, it would be my family. Other person might be the person doing something to them. They would find it hard to forgive. It might be somebody do something to your friend. You find it hard to forgive. Persons it'll be different for different individuals, but I can talk about me. If you do something to my family, it does be very difficult for me to just look past and forgive.
But let me ask that to everyone else. And we have someone joining us. Can you share your name with us, please?
My name is Kaya.
Kaya, glad to have you, right? Your view on forgiveness. What do you think about forgiveness? You as a supporter of forgiveness?
Yes.
You support forgiveness? Have you had to forgive people in your life thus far?
Yes, I have.
A few persons or a lot of people, you think?
Just a few.
Just a few?
Yes.
Okay, all right, no problem. So, taking off of what Ken said, do you guys think it's easier to forgive persons who are close to you or people who are not as close to you?
I would say not as close to me.
So, people who not that close, who would be like what? Your friends, your neighbors, your schoolmates, your teachers?
A classmate or something.
A classmate,
Not really
okay.
a friend, no.
So, a friend is closer
Yes.
than a classmate.
Yes, I feel so because if like my classmate is not as close to me, so if they do me something, I could quickly look over it because I don't know, it might just be something small,
Okay.
probably. And then my friends, they're close to me,
Mhm.
so it would hurt more what they did to me than what someone who I don't really associate with did something to me.
Okay, I think Faith, this is this. Go ahead, Faith.
It's the opposite for me. So, like, see my friend or family, I'll forgive them easier because of my love for them. It will be easier to look over something. So, see, like Chelsea here. If Chelsea does me something, if Chelsea does something, I'll be like, okay, I could forgive her. It's just probably something. She never really done this. She's this person. I know Chelsea, but like a stranger, I'll be like, it's just a little hard to forgive a stranger because I don't know them. I don't know what they like. I never like talk to them as much,
Yeah, I would agree with Chelsea. Faith, if you on that one, reason why it's easier to forgive someone that you hardly know is that, to put it straight, they don't really have much of significance in your life. They don't have much of, when it's somebody that's close to you, they have ammunition on you. They know what could hurt you, right? And especially if it's somebody that, you say that you really got accustomed to them, you got close to them, and you got close to them fast. Because, human nature, we try to be kind of cautious. We don't want to let everybody in our circle. Right. But once we start to get comfortable with people, we start to share and we start to, we get close with them. And sometimes when they hurt us, at first it's like, the first thing is denial. The first stage is denial. You're like, I cannot believe. And people's like, yes, to do. And you're like, I cannot believe. Because that has happened to me before. And that was the first thing that happened. I was like in denial. I was like, nah, that person could never do that. This person's so nice. Well, I was wrong.
So they're no longer nice?
Yeah, I feel you don't see them that way anymore. What is inside of them emulates. So it's like, you saw them like that before, but when you see that different side, it's like what is inside is leaking out to the outside.
Yeah. Could we dig deeper? I want to get
you get to see the true face, because sometimes, let's be fair, let me put it plain and straight, right?
Put it straight and plain.
They would come into your life with a little facade, a facade.
All right.
Like, they are this person, right? Okay. And they would play the part to get close to you, okay, right? Because sometimes this could be a person that, sometimes it could be mentally. They could probably just have a mental problem that, they just cause them to have this kind of, what is call it? Personality disorder. Sometimes it could be mental, but sometimes people do it for, on purpose. And they would come with this kind of, this kind of front to you. And it's only really when you get close to them and, you be around them for a little longer while is when pieces of themselves start to show. So you start to notice little signs, but sometimes it don't even be little signs. Sometimes you just get straight in front. It's just like, boom. And it is like a jump scare. You're like, but where all this come out from? You didn't expect all of that. But yeah, it's really hard, especially if they hurt you because they were close to you. You saw that front and you thought that front was who they are. And you fell in love with who they were. And it don't even have to be somebody that you like romantically. It could be friends. It could be family. It could be somebody that, you build and you're like, yeah, I really like this person as a friend. They mean the world to me. And sometimes when they hurt you, it really hurts more than if somebody from the outside, somebody you don't even know as much, did the same thing.
So the forgiveness in that scenario there, the forgiveness is harder because
Very.
this person is close. Okay. There's so much you said there that I wanted to ask some questions on, but I don't want to forget what you wanted to say. Go ahead.
Well, I agree with Jada. It's very hard if the person closer to you. Like she say, when you expect one thing from them and then you just get scared of a whole different change and whatnot. But for instance, for me personally, I give trust on hand one time. If I meet you,
Serious?
I honestly, dead honest.
Wow.
If I meet you, I am giving you 101% trust. And if you do something and you don't know that would hurt me, I would forgive you. I would honestly forgive you. But if it's a family member and they know that would hurt you and they're constantly doing it, it would be very hard for me to forgive and to give them back that trust, honestly.
I hope to see you in a few years, and you let me know if you are willing to give people trust immediately as you meet them. I appreciate you, honestly. I don't do that. I don't do that. I have love for you, I like you, and all that. But no. I don't know you. But I do understand both sides. And I think this is the question. When it comes to the strangers, well, let me not use the word stranger. Let's say that person is not close to you. Why is it that we tend to not be wanting to be friends with someone who is not close to us, even though, let's say they call us a bad name, for example, right? Or they said something negative about us, like in school. In school, you go into school, you have your friends, and then you have other persons in the class or in the school. They are not close to you, and they are like, let's find something, a nice insulting thing. What nice? You all tell me, what are the words or the names?
They don't have nice insulting things, eh?
Not family friendly either.
No, they could say here?
That's one of your friends?
Yeah, you know what
associates,
mean things students say to children say to one another in school.
Girl.
Yeah.
The girl with the big forehead.
Yeah, they say, look, she
All
always
right,
eating box on.
I can't go there because I'm going to my job, so I gotta leave that one alone. All right, let's go with the big head, big forehead, right? Let's go with the big forehead. So someone that's not your friend, you are not close with that person, and that person calls you, melon head, right? Calabash, right? So that person calling you that, do you see yourself forgiving that person? Hey, listen, I'm sorry about calling you calabash. You see yourself forgiving that person quickly?
Not me. I'm not forgiving it. Forgiving that person because when you forgive them, they will continue doing it until you like walk away. Because I just get it in my school because I am going to get a job soon and I'm going to get a stipend and there's watching me like, okay, you're the favorite one in the class. I gonna call you this, I gonna call that. But I as a type of person, I will walk away until they do it to trip. Yeah.
So this is the
much time they call in a calabash? Like on which time?
Yeah,
Had to
and,
forgive them.
and that's a good question.
Yeah.
Because the same thing will apply for all situations. How many times must someone insult you, attack you, before you come to a place of forgiving that person? Is there a time limit? Is there a cutoff time?
I think it depends on the situation.
Okay.
For me, yeah, because if you're calling me calabash once, I might just be like, whatever. But I ain't know now.
I mean, me honestly, if somebody was to call me that, I'm gonna be plain and honest. I would call them back a name. I'd be like, hey, I run out of names right now. I'll say, hey, your forehead so hard you could play cricket with it. I don't know, something so. something to get that back, you know? You know, because sometimes the most you could really do is give them back the medicine. You know, I know they say don't play fire with fire. And you know, but if they call me big head, you know, I go say something back. It wouldn't be anything too bad, but you know, even is even, we go be even, eye for eye.
We go back to the Old Testament.
Let's flip to that scripture,
Wait,
Brother
what?
Deborah.
My word.
We go back to the Old Testament.
back.
Old Testament. Eye for eye.
But at least I like the fact that you all are honest. You're being honest. We know that persons are creative. Christians are creative. We can tell you about the pitch, the cricket pitch, and the comparison, and all that kind of stuff. Right? Let's continue with this particular conversation. I have something here. Let me see if I can follow my notes. Are there some things that are harder to forgive than other things?
Of course.
What could you name a few? Probably one or two. A few things. All right. So I'm going to start with my brother. If you have a few things that is easier to forgive and some things harder to forgive. And let me. I was supposed to say this from earlier. Now, I want persons to be transparent to a level, even if you choose to bring up a situation. Do not call names, one. Absolutely no names. Absolutely no names. And do not give direct detail of information so that people can figure out things.
Yeah, people will feel
right? Give things general. Yeah. If nobody will come and say, you know, they going up there and they talk about me. We all that, right? So just find creative ways to draw your point. Because trust me, whatever anybody has gone through, other people have gone through it on this planet. So are there some things for you that are easier to forgive than others? If so, what are one or two examples?
First, I would just want to say, I think it's kind of easy to forgive someone who offends you verbally, than you had a physical action. Like say my classmate, either call my names as well as just saying, I would easily forgive them because I just go with this quote, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words cannot hurt me. So I just go for that quote, and I'll just like to say, once it's not no action or stuff that they cause in my life or my family, it will be easy to forgive them. Yeah.
You all right, Gina? Gina have fire, you know?
Yeah, I agree with what he said because, you know, words, it's easier to forget words than actions because, as they say, actions speak louder than words. I'm not going to say words won't completely hurt because it will have a moment where, you know, you really think back on what they say and, you know, it may affect you. But the lasting feeling, it wouldn't be as much as if it was, you know, if they actually did it.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, an example of what would really hurt is, like, you know, when people go behind your back. Because there'll be, like, people who would do things in your face, and you could forgive them because it's in front of your face. Yeah. But then there's those who would go behind your back and then lie to you and pretend like, you know, I would never do this, you know? And it's that kind of hurt, no matter who it's from, whether it's from family, friends, maybe people you don't even know. That kind of hurt, you know, it is very hard to forgive because you do not know, because they did it behind your back, you do not know if this apology that they bring into the forefront is sincere or if it's another scheme to go behind your back again.
Gina raises some questions in my mind because I think Gina goes through our entire network of thinking before. Anyway, hopefully we'll circle back there. Go
I
ahead,
want to
Ken.
touch on something that Jada would have said. She talk about lying. Now you see, lying, boy, that is a real big thing for me, because all right, the more you be open and honest with somebody, is the more trust you could give that person, right? And you see the lies, boy, I have a real problem with lying, and to be honest, to forgive lies kind of hard, because then you don't know if the person really truthful or if as Jira say, if the sincere what they're apologizing for, So I know one of the hardest things for me is that lying thing. The lies, it difficult. I might forgive other things easier, but you see that lying thing, boy, oh gosh, boy. I don't know. I don't know if it's so for other persons, but that lying thing, yeah, boy. Oh gosh.
And to think with what Ken say, sometimes their lies could get you in trouble because you would believe that lie and you would go, based on what that lie says. So if they lie about where they're going, right? They say, okay, are going to the mall. Tell my mommy I'm going to the mall. And their mommy calling like, where's this person? You're like, yeah, they went to the mall. And you find out on the news later that this person went to jail for trying to steal somebody's car. And then their mommy calling you. And then the police coming by you because they're like, you're one of the accomplices. You said they went to the mall and they tried to steal a car. And you just, they're like, I did not know all that. But because you lie for them, because they think, they would think you are part of it too because you're covered for them and that would make you an accomplice. So sometimes other people's lies could put you in trouble. And it happened to me before.
Well done. Woo! Jada will have to write a skit because you have material. Ladies, what do you all say to this question? Are there some things easier to forgive than others? What examples do you all have and why?
I think that, of course, some things are easier to forgive than others. But I just want to touch on the words, the word thing that they said. Yes. For me, I look at it from a different perspective. Words do have power and words do affect you. But it's a different type of words. There are different types of things. It have certain things that persons would say that will cut you very deep. And it have certain things that are just surface level, like you could just brush it over your shoulder. So in terms of words, I could forgive some words easily, but some words would really cut you deep. And just to piggyback off of what they were saying on that side, lying is something very, 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 very crucial. Because I love the example Gwen said, because lying does lead to other things. And when you lie now, you entangle me into your thing. Or like you come to me and you lie about something. How would I know when you are telling the truth? Because when you lie, you continuously lie going down the line like this. So how would I know when you finally choose to change your life and say, okay, let me stop lying? Yeah. Because it's like you're crying wolf. Because when the wolf really come, I don't know. I don't know if to save you or if to say, nah, she just playing or he just playing or whatever, So it's like crying wolf to me. So lying is something that I will honestly be open about and say that I take long to forgive for that. Deep, deep lies, not just surface level lie. The lies that cut deep, the words that cut deep. For me, yeah, I would take a little longer to forgive that than surface level.
Are there some things that persons could do where forgiveness is harder in some scenarios as opposed to other scenarios? What examples probably you could give and why?
Well, yes, I think so. But I don't have an example, but I would say that if there was a situation where they did something once, but it was like a really big thing, it would be easier to forgive than if it was like a small thing, but you're doing it over and over and over again.
So time, the regularity.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Faith?
For me, so say you tell this person something, like a close friend, like something personal, very personal, and you guys get into an argument and they throw it back in your face. and like they say other things and they go and tell people that'll be real hard for me to forgive. But like see something easy for me to forgive. So like say you have siblings and it's have something in the fridge that is yours.
Right. Right. We gain something here. Yes.
You're like, I can't wait to go home and get the chicken in the fridge.
Right.
And you reach home and you see them sit down on the couch lying down watching TV, eating your chicken. That will be problems. But it will be easier to forgive because there's chicken. You can always go and get it back. But like, yeah.
I think that's a really good example of a smaller thing to forgive. You have anything?
I was actually going to say something Miss Pete said about if I entrust somebody with a secret and if like we fall out
Keep the mic by it, right.
and we fall out and they go back and spread that secret or information to other people, that would be harder to forgive rather than if like they say something verbally.
I would agree with what Kaya said because sometimes when you trust someone and you give them that piece of information, that's like a piece of you, right? Yeah, that is like that's like giving them the password to your phone. That's like giving them the keys to your car. That's like giving them the how to open the cabinet with all your files. It has your social security number. It has everything
Pastor
in it.
Nicole, she just be like this. Jada surprising me today, you know. Go ahead, Jada.
Yeah, that is exactly what it's like when you give them a piece of information about you. You trust them enough to keep it. That's like, you have a house, you're going for the weekend, you give them the keys, right. to make sure, just to check on the house, right. Nobody, right. But you could imagine you giving somebody your house keys and when you come back, your house empty. Wow. You seeing your neighbor down the road with your jacket. You seeing your friend, hey, I get this new car the other day, and that is your car they go on with. It does be like that. So when you tell someone, information about you, you expect them to keep it to themselves. Yeah. And when they go out and they tell others about it, it's like a piece of you is gone. A piece of you is exposed, especially something that you didn't want out there, And even if they didn't do it like unintentionally, it would still hurt. It would be easy to forgive if it was unintentional, but it would still hurt because a piece of you, a part of you that you didn't want out there is exposed.
Wow. You wanted to say?
Yeah, well, I agree with Jada and everything she just said. With the shallow lies and the deeper lies, that would Chantal was saying, the shallow lies, I would say that is like if a friend, well, not really a friend, but somebody associate with, they say they damage something that belonging to you. That's more like a shallow lie to me, honestly, and you could easily forgive that than somebody, your close friend, lie and say they never thief something from your bag or the lie to your mom about something that you trust them with or something them like that. Honestly, I would not really forgive that easily, basically.
Okay, that's an interesting angle. So it seems that the depth of the lie is based on the relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
So she did a good job in representing your position?
Correct.
Okay, so I've learned something, that the deep lies are based on how close you are to this individual, while the shallow lies, I don't know you, so you talk your talk. But the mere fact that I know you and you said that about me, that hurts even greater. Okay?
Yeah, true.
No, I would say, to me, a lie is a lie, That I know shallow and that no deep with me, Reason being, as I go back again, is about, you wanting to trust somebody. But if the person continue lying, it's kind of hard for you to trust somebody because you don't know what is true from what is false. And that's why, to me, I think one of the hardest things to me, as I would say, is the lies. I rather you be honest. There might be consequences to your action by telling the truth, but the lies just go make somebody trust you less. So it's better you tell the truth up front. The person might be upset about whatever you had to say, but you know, it easier to get past when the person come up front and say, well, this is what happened, rather than the person lie. Because when the person lie now, anything the person come and says after, you in your mind wondering now, can I believe what is being said? You know? So, to me, a lie is a lie. Would I be because, all right, you start off with small lies, and then the lies would get bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say shallow, you know, because I wouldn't necessarily say shallow. But in a sense, maybe it's shallow, maybe it's deep, but I wouldn't necessarily say that because to me, once you start a lie is a lie to me. You know, and I would just touch on what Jada was talking about in terms of you know, persons, you share something with somebody and the go on. That is something that can really cut you deep. Reason being that this might be something, sometimes people would share information that they're ashamed of, you know, and you go, the information you tell his friend, whoever, you might be going through something, you tell his friend, your friend go on and send it outside, you know, within the public domain, where you're not sure that the person that this person tell it would stay there. So you could become the laughing stock of basically, you know, your school or whatever. So I fully agree with them in terms of you know, you're giving somebody your personal information and that person kind of out there. That would be something also that might be kind of hard to forgive, because now you might be working on the job and everybody shush you in a corner, and they might necessarily be talking about you, you know, but you know this person tell that person, so automatically, you know, you might think, well, hey, you might be paranoid, you know, that hey, they're talking about you. When really and truly they might be speaking about you, but because the information was put out there, and you see a group of persons might be watching your direction and talking and laughing, might necessarily be you, but you know, it might start to feel that it is you. So you know that could be something where it's kind of difficult for somebody to forgive.
I love what Jada said, and I just wanted to just bring it back to the forefront a little bit. When she said, it's like you're giving this person personal access to you. You know, you're giving them personal access to you, you're letting them into your space, your little cocoon, you know, and they basically come in and taking piece of you and go in and share, as Ken said, your stuff to the public domain. That once it goes out there, it come like, I tell Chelsea something, so Chelsea, don't tell nobody whoever, and she carry it straight down the line or whatever. So once that reach fate, it will never come back again. It will never just be between Chelsea and I again. It will now be between me and everybody here on this table. So I really love that personal access point of view.
Okay, so everyone should know. Don't share nothing here that you don't know about it, right? Jada, we'll close this section with your comment and then we'll take a break.
Okay, so what I was going to say, based on what Ken said and based on what Chantal said, to put them into one, telling people business and lying it does diffuse. If anybody know what diffusion is in science, is when, you know, it spreads from a low concentration to a high concentration. So from one small little section to another. It's like spraying perfume. Once you spray perfume in one section, it goes spread all around your room. You're cooking in the kitchen, it goes spread to the end of the house. You're in your room and you're like, why it's smelling like curry? You know, and you go outside and you see your mommy cooking. It's like that. It does spread. It's very easy to spread. And sometimes there's no stopping it from happening. Because you might trust this person, but you never know if there's another listening ear around. Or even if this person might trust somebody else with your information, it could probably just slip out. You never know, and it will spread. That is one thing, it will spread. So it doesn't matter if it's your business, it doesn't matter if it's a lie. Both of those things, it is spread like water. It is diffused. And lies, it does connect. Because when you lie and you don't want to tell the truth just yet, there's built another lie on top of that lie, and it's connect on a map. It just happens here, it happens there, it just go all over. And yeah, that's really all I had to say.
Okay, thank you very much, Jada. Well, this conversation has been going interesting, folks. We are not at the end, but we are taking a break. So join us for our return.
Yeah, I just want to chime in a bit. what I could say, and once I went, you know, and I remember once, you know, going through the scriptures and thing, and time and time again, we would, you know, right, and you know, it's about, but I could say I made strides, patch up that, but, cause of, thing that, me, you know, and, you know, but, you know, I